side, and then because this is recording now, so it's recording everything we say and it's recording the screen.
Yeah.
So if I show you any drills and links and various bits and bobs, it all gets captured.
Yeah.
All right. So you don't have to sit there trying to remember everything. You get a copy of all this. So we had a chat before, and you said you're doing quite a lot of swimming, getting masters.
Yeah.
Do you swim multi-stroke there? Do you swimming?
Yeah, doing other strokes as well. Mainly freestyle.
Okay.
But do some butterfly and breaststroke.
Yeah. And do you kind of feel like you've stopped making progress, or you want to make a bit?
In the
progress?
freestyle, I have, yeah. And the other strokes, butterfly, I've never really got fully the angle, to be honest.
Yeah.
And backstroke, I know there's some things I need to do on that as well. I tend to cross my arms over.
Yeah.
In the back. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting because there'll be a similar characteristic here. All right, so we'll start by having a look at side view. So this is kind of normal poolside view.
Yeah.
And what I'm looking at from this side really is a number of things. Well, first of all, the immediate thing that you see is you're kicking out the water here. Right. So you've got a big old kick going on there.
Yeah.
All right. Nice pointed toes.
Okay.
Nice pointed toes. A lot of triathletes, very poor flexibility. So they've got little anchor feet, slowing them down. But that's nice and pointed. That's a good point. Good thing to have there. So I'm looking at the front end of the body here, and seeing what the recovery is like. And I look for a number of things here: how high the elbow is, what the hand is doing in terms of, does it just skim across the water, or does it come right over the top? Okay. See what the recovery is like. With the triathlete, a little bit of a higher clearance is normally better. If you're in some choppy water or whatever. It's not too bad, it's kind of in the middle. Now what I am seeing there is your hand is like this, and that's because you're doing a big old flick at the back of the stroke there. So you're going flick, and then you're pulling it forward like that. We'll come to that in a second. All right. Head position, I'm looking at your head position from this angle. And what this arm is doing here is giving us a clue as to one of the first things that I spotted with you. And you have a bit of a crossover at the front of the stroke. Do you know what a crossover is? Or
you go across the centre line.
Yeah? Or at least you start kind of heading that way. Yeah. And what that does is it kind of throws you out of alignment. Yeah. So of course you want to be ideally going in the direction of travel. And what that can do is it can cause the back end, the legs to have a problem, which we'll have in a second. So we can see the arm recovering, and we can see that hand is kind of, I get used to looking at these, I can tell it's heading over that way.
Right.
There. And we'll see that from above a little bit clearer. But the recovery is not too bad, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. A little bit of a thumb first entry on the hand there. And then it's spearing into the water. On the left hand side, similar kind of thing, a little bit higher on the hand maybe. And a nicer entry on that side, nice and speared in, nice and flat.
Yep.
Which is good. So nothing major there, just a couple of things that we'll have a chat about a little bit further on. Okay. On the right hand side, if anything, what you're doing is you're kind of overextending a little bit. So your hand is going right flat before it even touches the water. And then coming in full length, rather than spearing in cleanly. Yeah. But we're going to work on some drills today, we almost don't need to talk about that, because some of the drills we're going to work on for your alignment will improve that as well. Yeah. So in terms of swim correction, there's normally a kind of hierarchy in terms of what we look at in order. Yeah. And we do that because sometimes if we fix something that end, it'll fix a lot of things down here. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, and that's one of them really. So much higher recovery. I was waiting for you to breathe actually to see what difference it makes when you breathe. Here we go. Now, this is one of the key things I look at from this angle is the head position. So the head position is a little bit high in terms of you can see your whole face here. Yeah. Right. So if your body is like a seesaw, you lift your head up, your legs drop. Yeah. All right. So we've got one thing. That's kind of item number one, if you like, which is going to cause a bit of leg sinking. Right. Yeah. So you're ready? Head is up like that, it's going to cause your legs to come down. So ideally what we want to be looking for with our head position, and again you'll probably seen this through the swim smooth stuff, is, let's see if we've got it, oops. So we've got it on here. Here we go, pop-by breathing. Let's fast forward until he breathes. So if you look at Paul as he turns to breathe here, his head is rotating with his body, almost as though he just had a kind of a skewer up his spine and through into his head. It all rotates together, and his head stays level with the water. Okay. So you end up with a little bow wave, which comes around the head. Oops, wrong one. So the bow wave comes around the head, and then it makes a little trough here for you to breathe into. Okay. So it's a bit counterintuitive. So keeping your head low actually allows you to keep your head low because it creates a little pocket there. Lifting your head up means you don't get that opportunity. The bow wave isn't there, therefore you don't get the little pocket, which means you have to lift your head up. So we're going to work on a little bit of head position. Okay. Right. And sometimes a little kind of tweak at the front end can make quite a big difference to the back. Okay. So that's quite a simple one, but can be quite effective. It can make quite a big difference. Just a simple one like that. All right. There's your pop-eye mouth. You're getting over to one side, look. Yeah. So you're getting that right. That's good. And I can hear you breathing into the water, exhaling. Yeah. Which is good. Which is what we want. We'll have a look underneath the water. So there's that extending arm again. Look. So kind of almost overreaching on the right-hand side only. And then the left spears in nice and cleanly. That's spot on. Yeah. See how that spears in there? Yeah. That's what we want. Because that's going in, ready for a catch. Yeah. That one's coming down flat. Yeah. Okay, let's dip under the water. Okay, so again, I still start off with kind of looking at head position and breathing as the first things I can look at. Now, what do you think about your head position there? Where do you think you're looking?
I'm looking forward. Should be about, that's good. Yeah.
So if you look at the line of your goggles, that's where you're looking.
33. So
yeah.
Should be around 45.
Yeah. So you should be, and again, that is going to be causing this part of the body to rise, which again causes this part of the body to drop. Yeah. Right. So looking forward gives that seesaw, that kind of tipping point, and again is causing these to drop down. There's your nice straight ankles. Look, nice flex ankles. So looking forwards is one thing we need. Not looking so far forwards, just to reword it. Yeah. It's something that we need to look at. Okay. So what we're going to do today is we're going to try some different head positions. We're going to do some, in terms of breathing to the side, we'll do some pop-eye breathing. So working on having one goggle in the water, one goggle out as you turn to breathe. Okay. All right. And we're going to do some lengths where you look forward like you are, then you look kind of 6 to 8 feet in front, and then you're going to look down, and then we're going to look a little bit further backwards. And I'll be able to see your body position change as you do that. Okay. And you may also, hopefully, be able to feel the difference with the different head positions. All right. So, and wherever your head position is, will make a difference when you turn to breathe. Okay. All right. So if you're lifting your head up when you turn to breathe, you're going to have your head lifted up, obviously, when you're breathing. Yeah. Whereas if you're looking a bit further down when you turn to breathe, you're more likely to have this kind of one goggle in, one goggle out. Yeah. So again, this is something which is affecting your head position when you turn to breathe, which again affects the legs. So head position, definitely something we need to look at. Okay. So have a look on the way back here. Okay, so what I'm looking at from this angle is I'm looking at two things. So I'm looking at your breathing. You haven't breathed yet. We are. Oh, here we go. There, you're breathing. Just hold your breath as you pushed off. That's
Yeah.
okay. Just waiting for you to breathe again. Have a look at your arms in a second. Okay, breathe in. A little bit of a trickle there. A little bit of a trickle. So what I'm looking at here, particularly just in relation to the breathing, is some people have a tendency to take a breath and then hold the bulk of that in your lungs until you start thinking, I'm about to take a breath out, and you breathe out at the last second, rather than trickle breathing all the way through. Right? And of course, if you're holding excess oxygen in here, so you take a breath, let's take it back a second. So we take a breath. There's a little tiny bit coming out, but you've still got 90% of it in your lungs at this point. It's not a big thing, but so there's nothing coming out there. It just starts there. It does. It's just another factor which causes, because this is full of air, this is something else which pulls the chest up, again the legs drop. Right, so these are all little things which just kind of contribute to the back end dropping a bit low. Ultimately, getting those legs up is going to be the thing which is going to speed you up. All right, so there's your head position looking further forwards. Okay, so what we're going to look at now are the arms. And this is the biggie for you. This is the biggie for you. So,
Doesn't look like my elbows that high.
yeah, so I'm looking at the recovering arm first of all, so the one that's entering the water. And we know that on the on that side. So on the left-hand side, we know it spears in.
Yeah.
That's the one we know spears in nicely. Spears in nicely, and then what we're getting on this side is we're getting a big push down now. So rather than spearing in and continuing down and getting ready for a catch, because this is your paddle, that's what you want.
Yeah.
You want to spear in like you do, but that wants to carry on going down, and you're ready for that catch there. What you're doing is you're spearing in, and then you're going flat, and then you're pushing down. Okay. Again, something else here. Push down here. It's a big lever, pushes the chest up. Push the chest up, legs drop. Something else. Okay, they're all contributing.
Yeah.
So I'm watching this arm coming through the water here, and it's fairly straight at that point. Okay, ideally you want to be having. There wants to be kind of 100 to 120 degrees in the elbow there. It's a little bit straight. It's actually slightly off skew width as well. The way it's filmed there. I'll have a look at a different angle in a minute to show it a bit clearly. But a straight arm pull through. You do a lot of swimming with a straight arm pull through. It's a little. Well, first of all, it's a little bit ineffective compared to a good bent elbow catch.
Yeah.
And it can put strain on your shoulders. So you might get tired shoulders. Particularly on the left-hand side, I suspect. So just to show you what it should look like. So this is Rebecca Adlington. Okay, who is not too bad at swimming. Okay, so spearing in. Now, the difference Rebecca Adlington's got is she's super flexible in the shoulders.
Right.
So she can afford to extend right forward but still get into a catch like this. Most guys like you and me, we haven't got that flexibility, so we have to drop the elbow if our hand is that far forward. The way to get around that is to spear deep. Alright, so she has got this big paddle pulling through already right at the front of the stroke, and there's that nice big bend in the elbow. And that allows you to push all that water backwards. It gives you that propulsion. So 115. Okay. So we can do a little bit of work on. We'll do some alignment work, and I suspect it'll sort a little bit of this out.
Okay.
But what we'll also do as part of this is we'll do. I'm not sure if you do these drills as part of your masters sessions. I'm not sure what kind of drills they do at masters really, but Do they do many kind of swim smooth type stuff, or
No, it's a lot of it's just sets of
just
lengths
fitness
and
stuff?
Yeah, fitness stuff.
So what we're trying to do with these drills here is we're trying to train you to not allow the hand to be above the elbow here.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. It's not like you've got a big high elbow. A big high hand, dropped elbow. But we want to make sure that you get used to spearing in and staying in this position.
Yeah.
So you're ready for the catch. So sculling here with the pull buoy, and you simply go along, and your hand is in the start of the catch position.
Yeah.
You're training yourself to be like this, not to be straight.
Yeah.
Simple drill. Okay? So you can do that drill, you do that for a while, and then you swim and you try and hold that same position in the water. Right? We'll go through that. I'll send you an email tomorrow with links to all these drills within the Swim Smooth app, so you'll be able to watch the full drill on the app.
That'd be brilliant. Yeah, that's great.
You're going to get a little snapshot on here. Okay, so skull, number one, we're going to look at. And we're also going to look at if we can see it. There we go, doggy paddle. Classic drill, but for you, really good to get that elbow nice and bent as you pull through under the water there. Okay. In a second it'll drop through. There we go. So remember Rebecca Adlington and the elbow the angle in the arm she had?
Yeah. So
this is a drill which practices the same thing. Alright. The only difference between this and front crawl is you're recovering under the water.
Right.
It allows you to focus just with that pull buoy in, allows you to focus purely on the recovery phase, or on the pull through phase of the stroke. So we play that full time, full speed. Constantly practicing this over and over again.
Yeah.
So what you imagine, we're going to do some alignment things in a minute. We're just going to kind of do it a little bit kind of about face really, I guess. But the alignment drill is going to get you going straight.
Yeah.
And spearing in nicely. So imagine you've speared in. You then practice being in the front of the catch position with your sculling. You're then also practicing getting a nice bent elbow pull through.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're starting to build up all the component parts of the stroke here. So let's have a look on your left arm. Are you with me so far?
I am, yeah. Yeah.
So left hand side. So this is the hand which we think is overextending a little bit, coming in a bit flat. And there we go. So there, as you turn to breathe, you've got to push down there.
Yeah.
So and again, what we're looking for, of course, is we're looking for propulsion going that way.
Yeah.
The way we're going.
Yeah.
Sorry, the opposite way to go. So we're pushing us forwards.
Yeah.
So there's no point having a stroke which pushes down, because if you think about, okay, at which point in the stroke am I starting to get some propulsion?
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what we want ultimately. So we're pushing down at this point, down. So maybe when we get down here, it starts to kind of push that way.
Yeah.
So we're losing all the space here. There's nothing happening. There's nothing making you go forwards.
Yeah.
The only thing that time, that kind of part of the stroke is making you do is lift the chest, drop the legs, and ultimately slow you down.
Yeah.
Okay, so to get you in, get you engaged in the catch nice and early, getting some forward propulsion.
Yeah.
So then we talked about straight arm.
Yeah.
Pull through. We don't want a straight arm pull through. That's pretty straight. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty straight. So it's the same thing on both sides. So doggy paddle, sculling, is going to work for both sides. Yeah. It's going to work for both sides. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at you from above. Is any of this kind of similar to what they said at swim therapy when you went there? Or?
No, they didn't really concentrate on the front.
Okay.
They just concentrated on my legs from then, and a bit of more sort of body roll and stuff. So this is actually showing why some of it might be happening in my legs as well.
Yeah. I mean, we do. Sometimes I will do a kick tune-up with people if if their kick is untight. We don't want the kick to be. We don't want the kick to be causing us a problem.
Yeah.
We just want the kick to be kind of quietly doing its thing at the back and not causing us any grief.
Yeah.
So, very often, if you're scissor kicking apart, or there's something wrong with the kick, it's normally caused by things at the front end because your legs are trying to balance on what's happening at the front end.
Yeah.
So we'll do a little bit of kick tune-up sometimes. I don't think we need to do that particularly today, but so we do kick work, but it's not something which is normally a big focus. Really.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
With travel, and so you're trying to save energy with your legs anyway, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've heard of Brett Sutton. You know Brett Sutton at all? He's a coach who coaches Nicholas Sprigg, Olympic gold medalist from London, and Daniel Reef, who's the Ironman world champion. He's her coach.
Yeah.
I get mentored by Brett, and I mean he spends a lot of time getting people to kind of get nice and aligned in the water and nice and straight in the water.
Yeah.
So, and he will get people to swim with a pool boy virtually all the time.
Right. Yeah.
Because people like Daniela and Nicola and the rest of his elite athletes, the races they train for are wetsuit swims.
Yeah.
Give you help, get your legs up.
Yeah.
And just use the arms to propel you through the water.
Yeah.
Get super strong with the arms. The legs just kind of do their thing behind you.
Yeah.
So get those legs switched off a little bit. Okay, so what we're looking at here, and this is the first thing I spotted when I saw you swim here, was this arm. See where it's headed. So you're recovering here. Yeah. Swinging around the side, and it's heading over that way.
Yeah.
Right. And then it continues to extend that way. Now, what's that leg?
Okay.
So that's exactly what I mean by that leg is balancing up that arm.
Right.
That splitting of the legs. It's a little bit of a kick, but it's also, you can see it's kicking outwards there.
Yeah.
There we go. So this scissor kick here is caused by what's happening at the front.
Okay.
That's why I'm not concerned about that, because we sort that out, that'll go away.
Okay.
All right. Or most of it will anyway. Most of what we need to worry about. So, you think about if you're travelling in that direction, we want everything to be going in that direction.
Yeah.
So, ideally you want to be spearing in front of the shoulder. So you'd spear in here, and then that hand would extend forwards. So, what you want to be doing in front crawl is you want to be, everything's kind of almost in alignment with the shoulder.
Yeah.
So you spear in front of the shoulder, extend forward in front of the shoulder, and then pull through beneath the shoulder. So that shoulder is always that hinge point. Right? If we're going over there, we've got to pull it back. And everything else has got to balance you up to get it back. So we want to be in and aligned. So that's one of the main things we're going to work on today is the alignment.
Okay.
So if I show you, again, just so you can visualise what we're trying to look for. So John Van Hazel is the guy that Mr. Smooth, I don't know if you've seen this animation, is based on.
Yeah.
It's based on him. He's an Olympian. And he is, there we go. It's actually based on this guy. Okay. And I'm showing you this for alignment reasons now. So let's just see if we can find the rows of graph. Here we go. So here we go, same as you look.
Yeah.
So his hand is recovering around the side, same as yours. If you look, he spears in front of his shoulder. I mean, I suppose you could say he's kind of heading over that way a little bit himself, but he's spearing in front of the shoulder there.
Yeah.
Get rid of those lines so you can see. But he's staying much straighter as it spears in. Okay, you can see the difference between that and yours heading over there. That allows him to keep his legs much straighter. I'll play that in real time. That's a good angle, actually.
Yeah.
And here's this catch. So spearing in below the shoulder here,
Yeah.
pulling through, still below the shoulder. It's quite deep, actually. It's quite deep there. And then pulling through.
Yeah.
As you rotate this. Right. So it's super straight. So what we're going to do with you today, one of the main drills we're going to work on is, well, we're going to work on a few drills, but alignment drills. You say you got some little fins.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'd say little fins. Yeah.
I'll get you to do the...
You get longer ones than those, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll get you to try the drill with those on, and then I'll give you some of my long ones. Where's it gone? Move some of them. So, kick on the side drill. So, you're going to go down the entire length of the pool, and you're completely on your side.
Yeah.
And you're practicing a number of things here. So you're practicing this arm position, so the elbow with the hands, the elbow above the hand, and the wrist slightly tipped.
Yeah.
So it's ready to take that stroke. But the main reason we're going to get you to do this is to keep you nice and in alignment. See if the alignment there, all the way down the body. Okay, and try and get away from this shape.
Okay.
Yeah. So, kick on the side, go down the whole length like that.
Okay.
Super straight. Super straight. So, on your side, get you nice and straight in the water, and then what we're going to do is we're going to start bringing a stroke in, but try and keep that straightness, for want of a better way of putting it. So kick on the side again with a stroke. Kick, 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 take a stroke. Just a single stroke, and then focus on being nice and straight in the water again.
Okay.
Right. This is how we're going to kind of build it back up again.
I see, yeah.
And then a natural progression. So that's called the 6-1-6 drill. Because it's 6 kicks, 1 stroke. 6 kicks, 1 stroke. Take 3 strokes. Again, focusing on the alignment. So we start to put it all together now.
Okay.
So with the combination of those drills that I've shown you, we're getting you something straighter in the water.
Yeah.
We're actually starting you to spear in straight and set up that catch at the front.
Yeah.
And then the sculling, we're going to practice being here, not being like this.
Okay.
And the doggy paddle, we're going to practice having that elbow up and then pulling through, as we should be. They are the key elements that I need to work on. And a little bit of your head position as well. Okay. Right. And then it's going to be a case of going away and practicing those to death.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. And then there'll come a point where you'll kind of go, you know what, I've kind of done that for long enough, and I think I've taken this far.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back and have another look at something.
It takes a long time for something to get ingrained, doesn't it?
It does. And I'm conscious I go through quite a lot of stuff on here, and it's kind of bombardment. So it's going to be worth you going back and putting the DVD on, and just letting it sink in, and spending some time going through it all again. But yeah, when you practice the drills, just focus on one thing. Just think about it, because you can't think about more than one thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise it just goes pear-shaped. All right. So anything you don't understand? Is there anything else you want to?
That's fine. Yeah.
Cover? Okay. All right. And that's, in fact, we'll just play this through a little bit more. Yeah, and there's the recovery on the left. And it's kind of, because of the way the arms are, it's kind of getting a little bit out of shape. So, almost a little bit over-rotated, I guess. It may well be because the guys in therapy said work on your rotation, maybe you've gone a little bit too far, I don't know. But let's play that through a second. That's the big thing you see from there. Really, is the arms putting through really quite straight. So push it down.
Yeah.
Rather than the elbows up. It's the same as what we've already seen. You do actually get quite a nice elbow in the angle in the elbow,
Yeah.
but it's kind of a bit late. We want to be getting that a little bit earlier, really, because by the time you got the angle in the elbow, you're actually kind of back here,
Yeah. Yeah.
rather than here.
Quite a bit of the strap, yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things, switch that off now,